Honor family, welcome back. So before we get started, I want to apologize in advance if at any time during recording my dogs, who are right here beside of me, decide to jump on my lap and get snuggles. Normally my boyfriend is home and he keeps them entertained, but he's at work right now, so they have to be in here with me. So without further ado, let's get started. I assume that if you're watching this YouTube channel that you have some familiarity with Mothman. And you probably think, oh yeah, Mothman, he was first sighted in West Virginia in like 1966, 1967. But what if I told you that he was actually sighted in Kentucky a lot earlier than that? Some would say that he was actually sighted in 1864. Yeah. I was reading on several different messages boards, and somebody claims that John Hunt Morgan and some of his troops, John Hunt Morgan being a Confederate general, actually saw Mothman perched atop the Farmers Bank in Mount Sterling, Kentucky during the Battle of Mount Sterling in 1864. Now, they actually went through there. The Confederate Army had went through there almost a year before in March, and they'd burned the courthouse. They'd captured, I think, like 400 and some prisoners. Took about 1,000 standing arms, a lot. And then fast forward a year, 1864, June 8th and 9th. They come in again. They attack Morgan attacked the Union Army near Mount Sterling on June 8th, 1864. And during this time, he took $59,000 from the Farmers Bank. In today's money, that would be $963,000. I did not come up with that number on my own. I had to resort to one of those inflation calculators online. Then the next day, the Union Army attacked Confederate forces that was camped near the Camargo Road, and they continued to fight all the way back through town. My dad lived in Mount Sterling for a while during his high school years. And the house that they lived in, my grandmother always said that the house next door to that had been used as a hospital, or maybe she said it was a funeral home for some troops during the Civil War. I don't know. I've been to that place a couple times. It is an old log house, 2-story. Rather nice. And that was the sighting of, I believe I know I've talked about it on our podcast. I don't think I've talked about it here on this channel, of the ghost lights. So interesting. I don't know if the ghost lights have any bearing on this story, but the person I was reading their account, they said that John Hunt Morgan and his troops saw Mothman perched atop the bank after they had raided the bank and stole the $59,000. I can't find any other record to back this up. Of course, I don't think that John Hunt Morgan would put something like that in any of his official reports. Not that I could find anyway. I've talked to a few Civil War historians that I know, and none of them have heard about this. So I couldn't find anything backing that up, but I did find something about Mothman in Mount Sterling. Nigo, are you going to settle down, baby? I need you to settle down. So I was able to find some references to Mothman being sighted much earlier. In, I think it was the Roots Report, had posted a nice little write-up about Mothman, and The earliest date that she was able to find was 18. My dog is right here trying to get on my lap. 1868. So post Civil War, but still in Mount Sterling. He was sighted near the Adena burial mound in town. So it's not too far off from Farmers Bank and all that jazz. She said that at that instance, over 24 people saw him. I've not been able to find that record, but that might be something that is on like old microfiche or something, and we're, you know, kind of on semi-lockdown right now, so I can't really drive to Mount Sterling and hit up their library. I'm sure their library is closed. My local library is closed. So flash forward to 1938. 1938 and 39. There was another rash of sightings across Kentucky of Mothman. He was sighted in Mount Sterling. He was sighted in Ashland, Kentucky, also near their burial mounds. And near their burial mounds, and in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Now, I don't think that Elizabethtown has burial mounds of any kind, but there is something that Elizabethtown does have, and that is close proximity to Fort Knox. And I mean, what happened in 1939? World War II broke out. So was this batch of Mothman sightings tied to the outbreak of World War II? Perhaps. So I think that the Point Pleasant and the Clendenin sightings in the 1960s they were definitely the sightings that really caught the nation's attention and grabbed headlines, but I don't believe that that is the origin of Mothman. I don't think that that's where he started. I think that Mothman has been around forever. And, you know, I think that just sometimes, for whatever reasons, things didn't get recorded into history, or, you know, history gets rewritten. But yeah, I really just feel that Mothman is not something new. He's not something that just came about in the 60s, 1960s. He's been here forever. And, you know, we're just waiting for the next time he pops up. There's been a rash of sightings over the most recent years of him in Chicago. And a few years ago, there was a sighting of him on a bridge here in Kentucky. So, who knows? I think in the early 2000s, there was a sighting in Pikeville. So, I mean, who knows what he does in the meantime when people's not seeing him. I want to know, where is the Mothman lair at? Where does he hide out at? It's probably not the TNT area of Point Pleasant. That was probably just a convenient spot for him at the time. Who knows? Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It makes me happy. I do a little happy dance. Everyone laughs at me because I can't dance, but it's fun. So hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Bye.